Hello, President of Nintendo speaking. What? What do you mean I'm fired? What do you mean it's because I made the SNES Classic? What do you mean it's because we just canceled the NES Classic because it failed? What do you mean it was because we came out with a product 3 months before, or sorry, 5 months before our new console was coming out that was going to be a direct competitor with our virtual store? What do you mean we didn't make enough of the things to justify making them in the first place? What do you mean the Switch is bending? What do you mean it's scratching the screen? What do you mean that with the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, or whatever the latest one is, I don't know, I can't really remember, is experiencing a lot of glitches? What do you mean we don't own Pokemon Go? It's the wrong number.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies. This is the Pixel Junkies
man.
podcast, episode 114.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm one of your occasional hosts, Rory DC.
I'm Adam,
And I'm Aaron.
and we're playing Star Citizen or something.
Nope. Playing Planetary Annihilation.
We're playing Crash Bandicoot.
I don't know. Oh, here we go.
Crash Bandicoot's getting a re-release or something. Saw that today.
Bash Randy Coot.
And
Is
there's
it?
some really large trees in this
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah, kind of.
Or it's a very small planet.
It's
Oh, also, yeah?
also that, yeah.
Never considered that, did you, Roy?
No, that's true. This is just space moss. It's just a little. This is like a pebble.
Yeah. Well, here's
Pibble? Oh, I guess I'm starting now.
Yeah. So we're starting, and this game is an RTS, and I know nothing else about it.
oh, there's a thing coming in, Aaron. Watch out.
Is this me? Oh my god. This might be me.
Uh-oh.
Yep, alright, cool.
This is exciting. Exciting stuff going on right now. Yeah.
Uh,
There's a big robot,
So we've got a lot of topics to get through today.
or a very tiny robot, considering the scale. I don't know. This planet could be the size of a bagel. And
It's
that
like
could...
Bender. This is just Bender.
Yeah.
The planets are very small.
Okay, well then it's a very tiny robot, and I don't know why we're playing.
So, first on the topic list today is
Jesus.
some
I
Nintendo
can't
crap,
read that. Mini Nintendo Switch expected in 2019.
right?
Apparently,
Yep.
because Nintendo's not coming out with enough products they can't keep on the shelves.
Is that
Speaking of-
2019?
Yep, 2019.
yeah. Wow.
I double checked it myself, actually. Because it seemed a
You
bit.
have contacts and glasses, don't you?
Yeah, I don't bother. I have the time.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Who can be bothered these days?
Oh, who can be bothered to see?
There's
Yeah,
nothing out there for me.
You don't need eyes these days.
I can't even see colors correctly. What's the point?
Who needs eyes?
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, apparently the Nintendo's coming out with a new Switch because apparently one wasn't good enough. Now they got to come up with a smaller one that'll also bend and get scratched.
Yeah, from a
For
couple of the...
$300 for 50 gig of... Do you think it's going to come
think
up
it's
with
gonna
even
be-
less memory?
Probably.
Do you think it's
Because,
like
it's small, right?
16 gigs? That's
Yeah.
enough, right?
Yeah.
That's enough. That's what an iPod has. That's probably enough. Probably enough? Yeah, it's probably enough.
I think they said it was going to be less than $200.
It's not enough, Nintendo. It's not enough.
And I think from the couple of the concepts that I've seen, it doesn't look like it's going to have the detachable handles.
32 gigs
Good.
So I don't.
for a console.
Well, isn't that like kind of the point?
Is not enough.
What do you mean, kind of explain?
Like, I thought the Switch was that you could change it from a handheld to a dock thing.
Yep. That's
But if the
point.
handles are connected to the screen, you can't really dock it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of
Right, I see what you're
it's
saying,
kind of
yeah,
one or the other, unless it
Yeah.
has like a plug-in controller or something.
Did I ever tell you about the idea I have for a boat that turns into a car? It's a boat that turns into a car, except
They have
it
cars
doesn't...
that turn into boats.
Yeah, and then but here I'm gonna come out with a different version called the boat that turns into a car slim, and it's just a boat.
Can I ask a question about James Bond?
Yes.
So,
I really thought you were gonna ask a question about my product, and I was gonna have to explain humor to you again.
I think it's The World Is Not Enough, right?
Or one
when-
of them.
Yeah, but I think it's The World Is Not Enough. It's definitely a Pierce Brosnan film, and he
You could name you could like take two words and put a thing in between them, and that could be James Bond. Like the Titans are Los Santos. It's like James Bond, starring Idris Elba probably.
And so
Hopefully.
in that film, at one point early on in the film, Bond takes this like boat out of MI6, this tiny little like speeding boat,
Yep.
right?
Because that makes sense.
It's
to have
like
your spy agency attached to the yacht club.
it's like really fast, right?
Yep.
And then at one point he has to go on land, and they go through like a land police chase. Can you explain to me why that tiny little boat can move on land? Can anyone explain that to me?
What movie?
The World Is Not Enough.
Oh yeah, no, those movies were ridiculous anyway.
Like, I know it's James Bond, suspension of disbelief and all of that, but that took me out of the film when I watched it, some number of years ago when I was a kid. And I just started rewatch. I rewatched it again the other day, and I was like, that's so weird.
Well,
Yeah.
Rory, what was the one with Christopher Walken as the bad guy?
Oh,
The Roger Moore one?
I know what film you're talking about because I'm picturing Christopher Walken in it right now.
James Bond, Audacity is Diamonds.
Yeah.
Anyway, in that one, the bad guy's like, how do I get out of here quickly? A car? No, that's too easy. I know, a blimp.
Oh, also
but I'm gonna want to be
yes.
stealthy, so I'm gonna put my name on the side of it. So when James Bond gets out of this trap, I think, if that's what happens, really can't remember the movie. He'll know exactly which blimp is mine because mine will be the one with the name on it,
That's
which
a
is
good
going
point.
very slow.
But at least blimps
because
can
it's
actually
a blimp.
fly.
Yeah, but James Bond could have caught up by walking.
Yeah, also
Like
true.
a leisure, like not even
Yeah.
a fast one, like a leisurely stroll. Like, oh, maybe I'll go get a coffee in between.
Yeah,
here and
fair
there.
play. Blimps are not particularly speedy.
Does James Bond ever drink coffee on screen? Can you tell we have nothing to talk about this week?
He might have. He might have done with a little like white cup,
Yeah.
and he like hold way above it, way above the rim, because that's how badasses drink things.
The
Anyway, so yeah, Nintendo Switch is making a new. Nintendo's coming out with a new Switch,
Yeah,
which
might be good.
isn't actually a Switch. It's just a Nintendo, and we all know how good those are. Speaking of Nintendo, as you might have seen in that really clever intro, that really wasn't clever at all, because I can't really be bothered. Also, I'm terrible at writing. Is they're coming out with a new SNES Classic, maybe, which is the same as the NES Classic, except this time they're going to make even less of them. And then they're going to take it off the market because 4 months into it being on the market, they're going to realize, oh, wait, this is a direct competitor to our own online virtual console store. And even though you can, on the console store, when you buy an NES game for $5, if you wanted to buy 30 of them, that would equal $150 that you would have to pay for 30 NES games. You can instead go out and buy one of these little plug-and-play things, which are much easier and cheaper, and you can get 30 NES games for $80, which is a much better deal. Except, we'll trick the people so they won't actually be able to get them. We won't make any of them, and the ones that we do make will get bought out by scalpers, and we'll create artificial scarcity because that'll work for us. Oh no, wait, that's not how things work, and the only thing that we're doing there is making money for scalpers, because I guess we have a deal on for scalpers.
Scalpels, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our business model. Anyway, better make some amiibos than not release them. And what are the fan one? Earthbound, whatever. What's that? A really good game. Now don't make that. Give Mario a cat costume and send him out there. Also, let's ruin Paper Mario. And also, let's ruin Samus. Let's ruin Samus and Metroid. Put out Metroid Prime Federation Force or whatever that game was called. That's good. That'll sell, right? People don't play a Metroid game for Samus. They play it for the random dudes that get killed off screen in a laughable, red shirt-esque fashion. That'd be like making a Mario game where you play as the Goomba, and in the very first level, Mario kills you.
be like ODST.
Except ODST was copied because
ODST was also really good.
because it had good story.
Yeah, ODST was actually compelling, and also had amazing co-op.
I'm not saying that you can't play as the Federation in a Metroid game, but because we haven't gotten the Metroid game since Other M, which was a load of dog shit, you think Nintendo would be like, oh man, maybe we should make a Metroid game starring Samus that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like all the other ones, all the other highly classic games. No, we're just gonna remake Gyro or whatever the name of that game was. Okay, we'll do that instead. That's what the people want. Duck Hunt 4. What happened to 2 and 3?
Are you bitter, Adam?
Nobody knows.
I think Adam's a bit bitter. So you're gonna pre-order the SNES thing?
First off, Aaron, it's the SNES. First off.
Yeah, this
also first.
Ultra SNES.
Yeah. And second off, I don't know, probably. I'm feeling pretty good about Nintendo right now. They're making a lot of really good decisions, so I might even invest. Might even invest in the company. Maybe then I'll get one if I give them some money and own part of the company. Maybe I'll call them up like, hey, I own 1% of your company. Can I have an NES Classic now? No, still can't get them even though I own part of your company. Oh, okay. I guess I'll try again later then. No, it's not a big deal that you can't make enough, even though your games company that's been making video game consoles since 1983. You think you would have figured out how to make enough of them by now, especially one as simple as this. It's literally just a copy of the game console that came out in 1983. You think you'd be pretty good at that. All it does is play ROMs. Plugs into the TV with a HDMI cable. Not that complicated.
Yeah, they were warning people about Switch emulators, I think, as well.
Warning them?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't know why. It's like, don't do this. It's illegal.
Oh, man.
Oh, well.
Like, well, yeah.
Is it legal, Nintendo? To pirate other people's stuff? Oh, man, that's
certainly something that Nintendo has not made super apparent with their terrible engagement with their community.
Mm. Do you think Nintendo gets shocked when people say no, it's when you pirate against other people, it's wrong? They're like, what? But we're Nintendo. We made Mario. That suddenly makes everything that we do all right. We couldn't possibly make any kind of crime, do anything wrong. We're infallible, a bit like the Pope, except we make video games instead of anyway. I was gonna make a Catholic joke there, but I felt better than doing it. For God's sake, Rory, Ghost in the Shell impressions.
We all saw Ghost in the Shell, actually.
We did.
Do we want to talk about it?
Yes. Yeah, I thought you were going to lead off there.
Yeah, because you kind of brought it up there, Rory.
Sorry. Yeah.
You pretty much had the whole thing there.
Wasn't incredible. Better than I expected.
Can I say something before we actually get into the meat of the movie?
Sure.
Almost every discussion I've seen about the movie.
Okay, I'm gonna have a follow up to this thing you're about to say because I'm also gonna say something about this.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, one of your things just blew up there, Aaron.
It was because I didn't finish building it.
Oh, okay.
I thought they did, but they didn't.
All right. Well, every time I hear a discussion about this movie, it's always about the whitewashing of Hollywood, and on the one hand, is that a topic of discussion that is important to have, and a thing that we need to address, that Hollywood is whitewashing a lot of films that are supposed to be largely Asian or black or Hispanic or whatever, cast members, and putting big Hollywood stars in there? Yes, and I think there is something to say about inherent racism in Hollywood executives and all the discussion that's going on about that. I'm not going to talk about because I'm not nearly intelligent enough to bring up race relations in Hollywood and not come across like a complete idiot. I think that would make me seem kind of like an idiot to do that, because I'm kind of an idiot. However, I will say in my discussion of the movie, I will not be taking that into consideration. I want to let people know that I do, like, obviously this is a thing that happens. Hollywood is whitewashing actors, and that's in whitewashing films. I don't agree with it, but when I'm talking about this movie, I will not be bringing that into my final score of the movie. I'm going to take the movie as it is presented, with the actors presented, and that's not going to feature into my score.
So, actually, my follow-up to Adam is pretty much the same thing, actually. I had the same problem when 50 Shades of Grey came out.
Wasn't that all white anyway?
No, not about the whitewashing, but there was like a lot of social implications.
Oh yes, yeah,
of that for that movie, and I'm super glad that there are critics out there that talk about that, because I think there should be critics that focus on everything.
Yes.
Like, I'd like to see former actors who become critics, former producers, former editors, that sort of thing, and who talk about their area of expertise. My area of expertise does not happen to be BDSM culture.
That we know of.
When 50 Shades of Grey came out, I was glad there were people talking about that, because that was a relevant topic at the movie. Where my gladness ends is when an editor walks up to me and tells me I should have talked about this thing that I have nothing to do with. And like Adam said, the reason we're not going to talk about, the race implications of Ghost in the Shell is because that's not what we do. That's not what we know about. It's not that we don't think it's important. It's that we leave that to people who
are better
at it. I'm
sure, entire literary fields that are dedicated to this kind of thing, and us having no knowledge of it would only make complete asses of ourselves.
You want to see you want to see us talk about something we don't know what to talk about? Watch our Tekken 4 video and watch Jordan try to talk about Elon Musk and AI. All right, we have that. You can watch us do that, but it won't be today. So we're gonna talk about Ghost in the Shell as a movie because that is what we know about. We know about movies. I wasn't blown away by the movie, but I'll say some things I liked about it because it was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Did you know that the ghost in Ghost in the Shell was referring to the human soul, and that the shell in Ghost in the Shell is referring to the body, like the robot body?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I didn't. I did not.
But I'd also seen the anime
until it had beaten me across the face with it.
I did like the balance of the exposition between going from an anime to like more of like a typical Hollywood film, like which tend to be a little bit verbose for my taste. And the anime on the other hand tells you zero things, right? Like we've all seen Ghost in the Shell, right? Mm-hmm. Like context is not one of its favorite things. To impart. And I thought this was, in general, there were some times when it probably wasn't, but in general, I thought this was a pretty good middle ground between the two in terms of, like, it was digestible as a movie. You understood the context, but it didn't give too much away, though. As Adam pointed out, there are a couple areas where they get a little bit too explicit, I guess, in their speech.
But, and it's not even that they're explicit, but it's like... It was not even the fact that they're explaining, which is the problem, because that was one of my big gripes about the original Ghost in the Shell, is that it's very much, like, I came out of the movie the first 3 times I watched it, I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Right, yeah.
At one point, she fought a spider tank, and that was cool. Mm-hmm. And the rest of it, So I like how they explain more in this one, like you say. However, sometimes they explain it too badly, where it'll be like, I forget what happens, but, like, she'll be, like, the Major will be on the roof, and I'm like, don't, like, I was like, I'm seeing glitches. Like, don't worry, Major. That's just your ghost, your soul interacting with your body, your shell. I'm like, well, I feel like you could have explained it a little, like, integrated that into the dialogue a bit better. Yeah. Instead of forcing it in with a crowbar.
Sure, yeah, there are a couple of awkward sort of intersection points. I think there's another... The main thing I want to say about this movie is I want to talk about... It's sort of something about movies in general that I feel gets overlooked because a lot of people... probably don't want to believe it's real because it's hard to, like, put your finger on theoretically, but there's a very real difference between when you present something and it's animated and you present something and it's live action in terms of the audience's ability to believe it. We forgive a lot of things that are animated that are harder to forgive in live action things just because we're conditioned a certain way when we watch movies. A great example is in Batman, the animated series. Lots of ridiculous stuff happens, right? The Joker actually flies a Christmas tree at one point. Flies it right out of the asylum. Rocket-powered Christmas tree right through the ceiling window.
Okay, so it is like... What? It operates aerodynamically like a tree, yeah? I was picturing just an upright tree shooting through the air.
Kind of. But no, yeah, and then it tilts. Yeah, it goes straight up and then it tilts. But I mean, that's absurd. Right? Like, that's obviously ridiculous. But at the same time, if you watch the television series Gotham, there's, like, a bad guy, this is not a spoiler, this is quite early on, who, like, attaches people to weather balloons. Like, handcuffs them to a weather balloon, and they're sent up in the air. And one of the things the audience is like, well, that's ridiculous. That would never happen. Like, come on. And these are people who had seen the animated series. And the thing is even though one of them is drastically less ridiculous than the other, we're conditioned to have a certain level of belief in live action. So when something happens in an animated series and the exact same thing happens in live action... Or lack of
suspension of disbelief.
Exactly. Yeah, we're conditioned to believe this should be have a certain level of reality, right? If it's live action. Whether we admit it to ourselves or not, we just are. And when you adapt an anime... Cybertron. You're guaranteed to have some of the same problems. I've even seen the problem go from live action to live action adaptations. Has anybody seen Old Boy?
No.
I really want to.
You really should. I heard
it's
there's an original Old Boy film, and then there's a Spike Lee remake, the American version. Right?
Yes.
And they're similar in a lot of ways. They have almost the identical plot, but a big difference is the way it's filmed. And the Spike Lee one is filmed in a very matter-of-fact way. Like, and as a result, when you watch it, you start to notice the things about Old Boy that don't make a lot of sense. But you didn't notice them in the original because it was sort of nightmarish and dreamy anyways.
Yeah.
And I think when making Ghost in the Shell, something that was an animated film, they actually did they actually did a really good job of making the live action not look too ridiculous. If that makes sense. Like, there's nothing in this where I looked at it and I was like, oh, that seems just like almost a farcical and strange in a live action film.
A farcical?
Farcical. Are you familiar with the...
That's far less gross than a farcical.
Yeah, I imagine so. So that's another thing I liked about the movie.
It would be like, imagine, if you will, a situation in which Hollywood decides to do a Dragon Ball Z movie again because Dragon Ball Evolutions or whatever that was called did not happen. So they make this movie, and who plays Goku? Chris Evans plays Goku.
Okay, sure.
Because why not? And Goku's fighting Vegeta, and they have a 3-minute long beam battle, and it's just them grunting at each other as they're pushing the beams back and forth. Very crucial part of the anime. A lot of people's favorite moment from the anime is that Gallic Gun versus
like
Kamehameha Wave. In that, and which actually lasted for an entire episode in the anime, but let's not talk about that. Present that in Hollywood with real actors. That would suddenly become very cringeworthy and awful.
Yeah, it would look weird. It would look weird. Exactly.
Like Chris Evans versus, I don't know, Steve Buscemi as Vegeta.
Steve Buscemi.
Genuinely, I would actually pay for the see. Like I wouldn't.
Oh, I'd watch it for sure.
You couldn't keep me out of the theater.
Is Goku weak to cold?
No.
Chris Evans can't play him.
Oh yeah.
Chris Evans can only play characters who are weak to cold.
Who could play him then? I don't know why I'm coming up with. Anyway, yeah, that's the point of the whole thing. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stuff just looks different in live action, whether we want it to or not.
Now, at the same time, I thought that that Scarlett Johansson did a very good job as the Major. She played a very. I definitely got the sense. Well, one, she kind of looks like the Major. I know the Major is Japanese, and she is, but I feel like a lot of Japanese anime characters don't actually look Japanese. It's kind of like it's kind of like they could be Japanese or they could be Caucasian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like if the Major was Caucasian, that's who she would look like, if that makes sense. So I think they definitely did a good job with that. I feel like she definitely did a good job in terms of I'm very emotional, but I can't really express emotion, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I feel like she got from her roles in Lucy and Under the Skin. The other characters
both
also
good movies.
All the other actors did good jobs except for the main bad guy, and that's because the main bad guy was written terribly.
I don't think the actor himself did a bad job.
Yeah.
I didn't find that character to be very compelling.
Yeah, because I forget who said it. Was it Andrew who said it after it came out of the movie? They would have preferred it had it been just a faceless corporation rather than have.
That was you.
Oh, was it me?
Yeah.
Oh. Forgets his own opinion.
Well, I thought somebody else came out because it sounded like a good idea, and I didn't think I came up with it.
Oh.
You were in the car with me and Sandy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I didn't hear that.
Well, it would have been it would have been nice had they just been like a faceless corporation, instead of like, I will defeat the Major and then I'll go on to kill all the Japanese.
For Ghost in the Shell.
It's been out for 2 weeks, and the anime has been out for 20 years. It's the first Ghost in the Shell movie. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
Like, you can't make... Like, that'd be like saying, spoilers for Beauty and the Beast. Like, the movie's been out for 20 years.
Different thing. Definitely in terms of exposure in North America.
Yeah, but I feel like enough people...
That's like saying some Japanese movie's been out for 20 years. Oh, they make it in America, everyone's like, what?
Yeah, but it's not even that big.
Like when they make Death Note, we'll still say spoilers for Death Note.
At the beginning of the movie, when he comes in like trouncing and twirling his mustache in an evil way, you kind of get like, oh, he's probably the villain here. And also, if you're going into a movie about transhumanism where a person is being, this happens at the beginning of the movie, when that's taking a really long time to build.
It's by the Titan.
Way, look at it though. It's really
it's like a
pretty
Gundam.
elaborate.
Is it a Gundam?
Yeah, it's a turbo.
Speaking
it's an
of
aerial
Japanese
Titan.
Animu or whatever.
Is that like a dairy store in China or Japan or whatever?
Oh man, that'd be great. Like, come to Animu. We make ice cream.
Oh, they blew up my thing, you cum rag. That's fine.
Anyway, it would be, you know, like, in a movie about transhumanism and whatever, if there's a faceless... Any movie about robots and, like, the transferring of consciousness and or the rights of beings and stuff... Yeah, if you have a giant PMC weapon manufacturer or tech conglomerate, they're evil.
Or Hugh Jackman.
They're evil. Yeah, let's make this clearly military vehicle designed to fight militaries in a military situation employed by the military, and then instead offer it to the police, because that's what the police want. The police want a bipedal anti-infantry tank. That's what the police go for, is a tank.
Yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it did, and it would have. I'm sure the military would have loved it. I'm sure the military was like, "Oh, can we have that?" No, it's for the police only. But why though? It's got, you know, anti-tank missiles and a Gatling gun.
Oh. I mean, Sigourney Weaver seemed all about it, so...
Did she, though? Because she wasn't given the project the go-ahead, because she's like, you made a tank, Joe. You made a tank for the police. The police don't need a tank. We already gave them robots. The robots are fine.
Man, what a weird movie.
Yeah, it was kind of...
And then he's like, go to sleep, and he hits him with a knife, and it's like, oh, this is actually kind of sad.
I liked it more than Elysium.
Yes, that is absolutely...
I just don't like his work very much.
Who?
Neil Blomkamp. I just don't.
Yeah.
I liked one of his movies.
It's fair enough.
I like the grittiness and, like, realism of it, I suppose, but... I
feel like he made a really profound statement with
District 9,
and he tried to replicate that and couldn't do it. Instead of just trying to make a movie, he tried to make a profound statement.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, something blew up there. Anyway, all the other casts did a good job, I thought, and I felt like the script did a really good in terms of Ghost in the Shell, not Chappie. I felt like the rest of the script did a good job of emulating the anime, like you say, and not dumbing it down, but better. I wouldn't say dumbing it down, better explaining it to a wider audience.
Making it more like a movie. You know what I mean? Making it more like the audience, like that was going to be watching it, needed it to be.
Like, I'm sure nobody left that movie wondering what the hell was going on, as many audience members probably did to the first Ghost in the Shell. Again, not knocking the first Ghost in the Shell, but it's really not suitable to a wide AAA, you know, big blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
anyways, it's doing terribly. So.
I thought the movie was pretty good all in all. There were a couple things that I really liked about it, and a bunch of stuff that I was just like kind of like on. Like,
it's not an action movie, by the way. Don't go into it if you're expecting lots of action.
No, it is not.
But then again, this is the original Ghost in the Shell. Spoiler alert. So
yeah, it's like
for a 20-year-old movie.
It's pretty good.
Because apparently
it's not incredible. You know, like I definitely, like I say, I wasn't blown away, but it was cool.
Have you both seen the anime?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, I didn't. So I'm on the outside there.
Well, you know, Nazca in the Valley of the Wind is nothing like that.
Yeah, that good anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also good. It's just nothing like Nazca in the Valley of the Wind.
The problem that I have, I think it's a not so much an issue of, because I heard before going into it that it was dumbed down. I don't think it's a matter of that. I think it's, you can get away with not explaining things in an animation because money. Like a subtle upturn of the lip in live action is no effort at all, really. I mean, it's just moving muscles. In animation, that's, you know, probably weeks, months of work for some dude to like animate that, you know. And so I feel like that's why you can get away with being more subtle or more vague in an anime.
Special effects were nice.
Yeah, it was really well done. I enjoyed the visual aesthetic of the film, and it seemed very, I don't know, it seemed like a style that Hollywood wouldn't normally do. Like, it almost had like the Ghost in the Shell title seemed like it rang through the, like, even the theme of the film. Because like it felt like an empty future, because like everything was faceless and everything was kind of like you don't know what it really is. Is it a robot? Is it kind of like, I think they got that across pretty good, but I feel like it could have used a bit more exposition, if I'm honest. Like explaining.
You will not like the anime.
No, and I don't. The anime I'm sure is fine, but for a live action film, it should be.
Somebody's launching things at you.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm bombing my thing. Oh, that's a problem.
Don't you have a big Titan?
Oh yeah. Blow these up. Let's see what he can do.
Dies immediately.
Yeah, probably.
Oh man. Oh wow, yeah. Okay. Suddenly that's extraordinarily worth the time and effort it took to... Jesus!
Well, there's an entire factory or an entire thing devoted to destroying Titans, so...
You know what I feel...
Build another one.
You know what else I feel very similar to the way I feel about this movie? It's like
holy shit.
the remake of Total Recall.
Yeah.
I was like, that was pretty good.
And then never thought about it again?
Yeah, and then it never really came up again. It was like it was a totally passable remake of that film, and then that was it. It was over.
This thing has way more stuff than I do.
Yeah.
Also, my Titan is dying turbo fast. Get out of there, please. Jesus. Well, so I just make an army of Titans.
Yes.
Build this.
Probably okay. That's not where I would have built that.
Whatever, it's fine. I'm just gonna
All right,
build
your
it.
Titan's going back.
line.
Your Titan's going back. Your Titan's going back.
Go over here, you idiot.
Still, can you imagine building this huge base and then one thing comes in and blows up half of it, and you're like, "Oh man!" And then it leaves. It doesn't even die.
Did they? Oh, okay, good. Good.
Was that like a portal or
That's
something?
a teleporter.
And at no point in
portal.
time has
Need a
any
teleporter here.
planets been annihilated in this. Really, if I'm being honest.
Well, that Cybertron looking thing is also a Deathstar. The big laser comes out of this.
Oh.
But you got to build stuff on it to make it operational.
Oh.
And then you can just literally destroy planets.
Oh.
Or you can get smaller planets and put big ass rockets on them and fly them into other planets.
Can you like, man, that thing's got a lot of things. Can you kill Orson Krennic?
Yeah, I can headshot him. Orson Krennic bot. Krenbot.
Cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
So yeah. Just a quick update. EverQuest 2 still exists apparently because they're coming up with another.
They just fixed a thing for the auto whatever.
Yeah, they accidentally nerfed auto attack damage.
Yeah.
And they fixed that. So good for the three. So for you, for that one guy out there who still plays EverQuest, I wanted to tell you something. There's a game called World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah.
You might want to look into it.
How's that doing? That people like that game? Just came out, yeah.
World of Warcraft. Yeah. That game is still going.
Oh, very much so.
Like I know, like it's still very
I have
much
lots
going.
of friends who still play it.
Yeah, me too. But how old is it now?
Old.
Yeah. And I feel
12,
like you're getting your
13.
ass kicked.
Yeah, probably. I'm not very good.
I'm glad we're playing this then.
I didn't build any defense bots. I'm just building fabricators. So I
Well,
can
fabricate yourself a Titan and go in and wreck shop.
Yeah, but my base isn't very efficient. Anyway,
Story of my life. Oh, they blew up your thing.
Oh, thing.
The Titan that you.
Well, I'm focusing all my dudes on repairing this one because I forgot you could do that.
Oh,
So I think it just ran out.
Hmm.
Alright, we'll repair whatever this is, Star Fox, and then we'll go over there and wreck shit again.
So what else we got?
Is it the Star Fox from that 2015 E3 presentation Nintendo did, where all of them
Did that
turned
ever
into
come
puppets?
out?
What?
That Star...
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Universally was not well received.
Oh,
Even Nintendo was like, "Oh, well, you know,
this was terrible.
It's good, and because it's not good, we're gonna take that fan-made anime project that a lot of people seem to respond positively for and was generating a lot of buzz for the game. We're gonna cancel that because it's using our intellectual property, even though it's a non-for-profit thing. They're not making any money off of it, and give that the big old Buddha cease and desist. Big old Buddha, stop that. That's our.
What are you
intellectual
talking
property.
about?
So there was a Star Fox anime.
No, like I know. What does Buddha have to do with this?
Big old boot.
Oh, I thought you said Buddha, and I was like, you really think they called upon the power of Buddha to do the cease and desist? I was very confused.
Like a book in the mail or something.
Apparently, Halo 3 is also not getting a PC or anniversary treatment. So says 343 Industries executive. We're not making Halo 3 anniversary because why would we? Even though that game was kind of well received back in the day, and by kind of I mean it was very well received. A lot of people liked it.
It was definitely like they were watching our podcast like 2 months ago, and they're like, "Oh shit, Halo 3's 10-year anniversary is coming up soon."
Shit.
Wow, fuck. I guess we'll wait for the 20-year anniversary.
What's that you're building there, Aaron?
Just more power, because I don't have any power. And it's making me build stuff slower.
What's the, What's the, what are the difficulty of the AI on?
Casual.
Oh, dear.
But there's also three other AI, and they're all building, like, turbo stuff, and I guess they're probably being AI and just ganging up on me. So it's like 3-on-1, essentially.
Did you know that there are variations of chess?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I thought there was just like the one thing, and it was really boring.
Like Chinese chess?
And everybody was
You
like,
think chess is boring?
well, here's the thing.
I mean, it's not Michael Bay, Rory.
Well, here's the thing.
Michael Bay hasn't made a chess
There's
movie
chess, and then there's Warhammer, which is orcs and jetpacks. So why would you bother, if I'm being honest, with chess?
Good
which
point.
does not have orcs and jetpacks.
I'm shooting my shit.
Do you want to play a giant... Do you want to... Because here's the thing in chess. It's also not a very accurate representation of war, because at no point can I just call an artillery...
I don't think the goal of chess was to be a war sim, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but then why are there military units on?
I thought the idea of chess was to prevent wars. I thought that was.
I feel like you're both wrong. I feel like it's a game.
No, I literally.
It's not a very accurate game.
I seriously think the idea was instead of literally
As opposed
going
to the
to war.
tremendous accuracy of Warhammer.
Well, it has the Warhammer takes into account the terrain, you asshole.
It has the same like strategy of war, I suppose.
Why can't I blockade myself off and devote all my time and energy to get rid of all my pawns and having like upgrading them to super pawns with like 8 times the move?
How did you? Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. How did you discover about the variations of chess?
I was reading about chess prodigies today because I was bored at work.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah.
The highest chess prodigy, the current chess master, is Magnus something. He's Norwegian. He's not very old. He's very good, according to things. He might be able to beat me in a chess game. I don't know.
But we have yet to see.
Well, here's how you win a chess game against him. You hide a shotgun under the table and you shoot him when you blow him away.
Yeah. Upgrade your pawns to super pawns.
That's the Titan, I see.
Well, here's the thing. Why can't I give my pawns jetpacks and then they can like jump over the line of enemy? Like, why can't I have aircraft parachute the pawns in behind enemy lines so they can take the queen that way?
Magnus, did you know in 24 hours I can upgrade this? I can go on to Cineplex.com and upgrade this pawn to a super pawn.
Nobody's gonna get that joke, Rory.
Apparently, there's a Ragnarok Titan which just destroys the planet it's on.
Why did Facebook notify me twice that Rick sent me a friend request?
Oh,
Calm down, Rick.
But anyway, here's what I'm asking.
Double-click the
Why
button?
don't you just like why don't you just have an entire line of knights? Why wouldn't you just send in a heavy barrage of
So is that what you're talking about?
Because there's no dudes who are always frowning to herd them.
What?
The pawns. They're always like...
No, the most pawns are just like an abstract shape.
No, but they're always frowning.
No, they're not.
Look 'em up.
I know what a pawn looks like, you fucking chode.
Yeah, so are you saying that the variations in chess allow you to pick the pieces you want?
No, there's one variation of chess came up by... What was I forget his name, the guy who was the American World Chess Champion. Who was,
Rick.
Yes, it was Rick. Anyway,
Same guy.
Yeah, he just sent me a friend request.
He came up with a... Look, none of them have faces, Roy. Look at that.
Why do I only play with pawns that have... I gotta look this up.
Is this it, Roy? Is that the one? Hang on, Aaron. I'm gonna send you a thing to throw up on screen right now.
Pawns have faces? What are you talking about?
I've definitely mostly played with pawns that...
Why are you looking up now?
What kind of weird ass chess game you got over there? Like serial killer got like carved
Aaron, I'm sending you a
pawns.
thing to throw up on screen right now.
Alright. Sweet. Oh man, look at that thing that we're all looking at that we can't see but actually can because
It's bishops that have faces. I think I'm thinking of bishops.
I'm a bishop and
Are they always frowning?
No. They don't got faces either.
I have a face.
I swear. There's a chess piece with a face.
None of them I mean, there's some different sets that have faces, because obviously Star Wars chess has a set. By the way, if I was going to have, like, a World Championship chess match, I would have all the characters
That's a cartoon, though, Rory. That face you
Yeah, that's like that's a frown.
That's a cartoon, though.
The bishops frown.
No.
Yep.
They're upset. Seriously.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Anyway, there's a type of chess called Chess 960. Because there's 960 variations of this, and what it is the starting lineup is completely randomized every time. White randomizes there, not the pawns, but all the pieces on behind are randomized.
Sure, yeah.
And the black mirrors that, and that's how they begin. And the reason he made this type of chess is because because it's randomized each time. There's no, you can't memorize starting moves, and there's no like capitalization on that. So it's based it more accurately represents pure skill and creativity, which I really like. Except for the fact that you can't like install artillery pieces behind the queen and lob gas grenades into the enemy's ranks and kill them with mustard gas. Why can't I do that in chess? That's a viable strategy.
That stuff wasn't invented at the time.
Also, the enemy can see all my pieces at the same time. What about like if I want to hide some of them, what if I
Adam wants chess with fog of war.
What if I take 3 pawns, train them specially in commando warfare, sneak them off the board around the back to bomb the enemy's castles and take them out? Why can't I do that? That's a viable war.
How?
There's some good AI, chess playing AI out there. If you guys want to know about that.
Not like the Windows 95 one though.
And here's the thing. I mean, I know this is the same speaks for everything, but everybody's like, "Oh, these chess masters are great." I'm like, AI's outsourced that like in 1999 or whenever that was. So I feel like we kind of,
If that's the thing, then there's a whole lot of stuff we gotta take out of the running of things people can do. Because AI can do a lot of stuff better than people now.
Yeah. Well, can AIs make AIs that can beat people yet?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, AI can write code.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Then we're fucked. Shut down the show, Aaron. There's no point. Can we make an AI that can make pixel junkies, and hopefully that'll get us some
Probably, pretty easily.
Isn't that what Andrew's working on?
Yeah, that's what Andrew. That's why he's not here.
Because he definitely didn't go learn about ships.
Yeah.
Well,
Apparently, Crytek Shanghai closes after not paying employees for 6 months. Really? 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Okay, so who knows the story?
To not pay employees.
I have no idea. Why is this not online? Oh, we don't have enough power, maybe. Yeah, no, I that's all I said. That's all I saw. I assume maybe it's a China thing. The Crytek.
All right, well let me look it up then, because apparently nobody knows about this story.
No, look it up. Servat Early not paying his employees as usual.
Crytek not paying staff. There we go. That was the second thing that came up. Okay, this is by Polygon. I could have looked it up on Kotaku, but I can't be bothered because fuck Gawker.
Yeah.
According to this...
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. We don't want to skip all this.
That's fine. We got this air invasion going on here. The yellow guys are helping.
Apparently, they haven't been paid for 2 months, and the preceding
PixelJunkies
5. Pay has been regularly delayed by 2 or 4 weeks.
2 months and the preceding 5?
Yeah.
Why did they say it like that? Why didn't they just say 7? Well, we haven't been paid for 2 months, and then before that for 5
Rory,
months.
If you'd shut your mouth...
before that for 10 years.
If you'd shut your dick holster for a second there, Rory, I would have finished what I was saying.
Dick holster.
So,
I like that.
It says that apparently they haven't been paid for 2 months, and the previous 5... They have been paid, but the pay has been delayed by 2 to 4 weeks periodically. Maybe if somebody had listened instead of running their mouth off, they would have heard that. And
sounds like a company I worked for once.
You mean Mun?
Yup.
Which is her local university.
Yeah, you never know when you're gonna get paid.
It's like a box of chocolates, really. You never know when you're gonna get paid.
What else we got?
Much power, holy hairy anus. Well, what else did we get on to?
Apparently, GTA 5 is hoping to train AI in driverless cars.
Yes,
yeah, I didn't.
So that's another thing that they can do.
Yeah, yeah. Self-driving cars are already well better than people at driving, which is all they need to be. That's the thing. I think it was CGP Grey who pointed that out. He was like, self-driving cars don't need to be perfect. They just need to be better than people.
Mm-hmm.
Which
you just get into a lot of moral gray areas.
Yeah, actually, they do need to be perfect though, because if one driverless car fucks up once, that's the end.
Well,
but it won't be.
People have already died in Teslas though from auto driving.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Well, then it's over.
No, it's not over.
Absolutely, still people do it. So
Yeah, they'll be taking over the transportation industry before you know it. It'll be there's a really good thing. So if you're out there interested in, and you're in the audience, you're interested in politics, you'll find this quite interesting, because it's going to help you call out a lot of politicians on their nonsense. When
did you suddenly start caring again?
What? I don't care about politics, but I care about AI. If you ever hear a politician say, we're going to get back the manufacturing jobs, stop listening to that person. They're gone. They're AI that do that jobs now. Manufacturing plants aren't shutting down because there's no manufacturing to be done. In fact, there's more manufacturing being done right now in the U.S. than there has ever been. It's just it's being done for like 1/7 of the number of people.
Stop breaking my thing.
Now machines do all of that.
You're
So if they say
breaking
they're
my
going to get
thing.
the jobs back, it's over. That's a complete falsehood. They're gone. It's a robot now. Like,
Yeah.
Find another thing to do. And in the transportation industry, in about 20 years, or however long it takes, we're going to be saying the same thing. They're gonna be like, we're going to get the transportation jobs back. No, you're not. It's a robot now.
Yeah.
Have fun.
And here's the thing: we have an increasingly large population size of Earth, and for some reason we're outsourcing all. It's the greed of a couple of people of a very small minority. It's like, oh, we got to make more money, and it's going to be losing people's jobs. We're going to having a rising population with less jobs. So what do you think that's going to lead to, huh? What do you think?
Probably not going to be a lot of fun.
I bet it's going to be great.
And legit, like, I don't follow politics, but no one in the political world is talking about AI and the impact it's going to have on jobs. They don't know about it, or they don't care. Neither of which
AI,
gives
that's
me,
not golf for gays.
neither of which
Get them
really,
out of the military. They're probably gay.
It's like, if you can hear a statement like that and still have faith in the leaders of wherever you are, then I applaud you. But like, yeah, people might want to start talking about that.
Rory, we're talking about the same group of people, politicians, who are like, like Trump is like, as an example, Flint, Michigan has gone without water for however long, like an atrociously long amount of time they've gone without water.
What do you mean they've gone without water? What does that mean?
Okay, well,
They don't have water?
yes.
Is their
they
water
have
still
water,
like feces?
but when they light it, but they can light it on fire and it'll burn.
I'm so confused. What's going on?
Oh my God. Okay, so Flint, Michigan is a town in Flint, Michigan.
That stands to reason.
And
There's a Flint, Michigan in Flint, Michigan? That's cool.
yeah, it is pretty cool. Anyway, I believe there was a mine, or either a mine or some sort of production plant in the town that's sustained the town, and it suffered a massive leak of some chemical into the town's water supply, and people started to notice that the water started to taste funny, and then when they put a match near it, it would catch on
When
fire.
did this happen?
Like a couple of years ago.
God.
It was widely publicized.
Oh, man. What did they do about it?
Nothing.
That
They did
probably
nothing.
a mistake.
Yeah. So they said, oh, we're going to make all these promises, and then nothing actually happened. So Flint, Michigan is still without water. And then Trump was like, oh, man, this is terrible. The Obama administration should be ashamed of itself that, Flint, Michigan is going without water. It's awful. And it is awful. And then he deregulates the EPA.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like the Environmental Protection Agency. So the thing that's designed to protect the environment, the reason that Flint, Michigan is going without water is because the environment wasn't protected. Yeah, he's getting rid of that agency.
Oh.
So it's not really, he doesn't really want to give Flint, Michigan the water back. He really just wants to make more mines and get rich business people more money instead of, regular people their water.
Well, rich business people and regular people alike are going to lose a whole lot of money in a few years when AI do everything.
I have never.
By the way, the transportation industry is one of the largest. It is one of, if not the largest industry in the United States.
Yeah, I don't understand the human race, because the human race is the only species that's outmoding itself.
That's an interesting and probably fairly accurate observation.
Well, here's the thing: we're not only is the human race like, oh man, we're we're killing our own environment. No other species really does that except maybe beavers. They don't actually do that. That was a joke. For those of you who are gonna start, like, beaver fans, we're gonna start wigging out on me. Not only are we killing the environment, but we're also like, oh man, you know what could do this job better than humans? Robots. Oh man, the robots are doing everything better than humans and they're taking over. Where do we go wrong? Well,
Ow.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing wrong.
So Michigan still has the issues with their water?
Yes.
Hasn't it been a thing that's been ongoing for like months or years?
Yeah.
Years at this point.
Man, it's almost like I just explained this.
Yeah, well, I wasn't paying attention because I was getting my ass pushed in.
Yeah. I feel like the AI is really teaming up on you here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, my thing is gone.
Alright, well, let's explain the video because I just lost interest in this game.
I still have my main commander on this planet. So we're fine.
You better blow up that portal.
You should probably fire him.
The other one's blowing up, so they can't come through. That's fine. They already fucked my ass apart.
I better check to make sure that Flint, Michigan does still indeed not have water. Flint.
I knew their water was like pink or something.
Well, to be fair, they have water. It's just not safe for human consumption.
Isn't that true for like most of the states? Like I thought, like a lot of places in the states have like amoebas and shit in their water. Oh man, that's falling apart fast. Like, isn't that true? Isn't that like why like Americans buy a lot of bottled water?
Because of Flint, yeah.
No, because their water is like
that's not really a good solution
diarrhea.
either. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I know it's not a good solution.
We could either solve the reason why our water is getting polluted in the first place, or we could buy bottled water. But isn't it the water bottling company that's poisoning the water supply in the first place?
Yeah, this is compounding the problem.
A town hall meeting centered around Flint's water system ended with 6 people being arrested. Yeah. So
why were they? What happened?
More than 100 people gathered Thursday outside the House of Prayer Missionary Baptist Church in Flint ahead of Mayor.
Isn't House of Prayer and church kind of redundant? Mm-hmm. Oh, I go to the House of Prayer church. Yeah, I think everyone does.
Unless it's just like a sweet name for a strip club, the House of Prayer.
Oh man.
Don't you think? I think so. Well, I mean that's pretty
what were they
well
arrested
right?
for? What happened?
Oh yeah,
they were just being unruly.
Uh-oh.
They're like, our water sucks.
Since
like,
2014, the city's faced
up.
a major public health emergency due to lead poisoning in the local water supply that has affected thousands of residents, as well as an outbreak of Legionnaires'
Thousands
disease.
of residents? How many freaking people live in Flint, Michigan?
It's a large town. Let's look at the
Well, you're talking about
side.
Flint. Adam is actually talking about Flint in Flint.
Oh, okay.
That's why there's only a few
around
thousand
100,000 people.
That actually is a lot of people, considering that we don't have many more than that.
Yeah, in
the
our
town
province
that me and Adam live in.
So it's like a St. John-sized town.
Yeah, they're really fucking destroying me here. And they're all ganging up now on the outskirts of the legionnaires run.
Hey, you should go down there and
Bullseye Womp Ramp.
exactly.
Yeah.
Legionnaires' disease retained to water at the Michigan Regional Medical Center that has killed 10 people and affected 77 others. That's a lot. That's not good. That's really not good.
No.
Apparently, the city is under a state of financial emergency from 2002 to 2004, and again from 2011 to 2015. Man, I feel like the world is really conspiring against Flint, Michigan.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's too bad for them. I don't know why we went on that topic. Also, the Telltale's making a Guardians of the Galaxy game, and it doesn't look great.
It does not.
It looks
at least
very
on that
generic.
trailer. I'm not sure.
It looks alright.
It looks okay. I'm not sure I care about it being not based on the movies though.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. Just to me, it just looks. I will avoid this game not because it's bad, but because it looks very bland. The jokes fell flat, every one of them.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I haven't played a Telltale game in a while anyway.
I've never
lost
played
interest.
a Telltale game.
The first Walking Dead game was great. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if I care for them anymore. They kind of tread similar ground, despite being like. And Wolf Among Us was great, but I don't know. I think that's you can't.
I'll play the Batman one. That's the one I'll play.
Yeah, I'll play.
I've heard that one was great as well.
Borderlands. Did you say Tales from the Borderlands?
I haven't finished that yet.
It's good. I like Tales from the Borderlands.
Halfway through it. Yeah, I got tired of it. And
fair enough.
Like they just tackle similar themes and all of them. It's like pick who dies, pick who lives. They seem very like linear, even though they're.
That's why I kind of stopped playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Is because it's a good game. I'm just tired of open world. Games right now. I don't want to get burnt out.
Absolutely.
Oh man, there was a plane.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere in this, so we can end.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining us on this
can you
terrible
imagine
mess of a podcast.
I thought we made some.
Nothing happened this week. So.
Nothing happened. Maybe if the games, in games and comic book industry and in the entertainment industry did something this week, and we could have had something to talk about.
Yeah.
No movies were announced.
Take that.
No
Reggie.
games were announced. Really. No big controversies arose. There wasn't even like an NVIDIA XW cheese graphics card that coming out for Rory and Aaron to knock off about.
Is the W for with?
Yeah, it's cheese width.
No, the with cheese graphics.
Oh yeah,
card.
no, it's with cheese. Yeah, the NVIDIA is with cheese graphics card.
The Titan X with cheese.
You want change with that?
All right, this was good.
And no plans
Aaron really
for
kicked some ass in this. RTS.
Retreated the Cybertron.
Hey, Aaron, you
and
ever played this? Oh no,
die.
but I'm like an expert in the last one.
I didn't say I was an expert. I said I played it.
This was good.
Also, apparently, if you don't pick alliances at the beginning, the AI just team up on you.
Oh,
so.
Okay, yeah. I probably should
Well, why didn't you pick alliances? You should have.
Because I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's it for us. We're gonna go get some food.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you guys later.
See you later. And goodbye.
Bye.
Whoosh.